When the news broke about the demolition, burning and attacks on Ajakpa community in Ondo State, many received the news with confusion, anger and dismay. On Monday, the military task force in the Niger Delta area, codenamed Operation Delta Safe, had a shootout with the militants in the Ajakpa creeks of Ondo State, killing the militant leader and several of his boys, while the army itself lost 3 officers. Reports say that houses were burnt and the entire area was cordoned off. Oladende Ario is still here with me in the studio to take a broader look at what was happening. You've been following that story as well. What do you make of it? What happened?
Well, the police could no longer contain the activities of the group. So the military was brought in. And, well, they did what they have to do. Okay? And then they killed their leader. In such situation, you do not expect the surviving members of the group to fold their arms or run away. They definitely will fight back. So what happened thereafter that is now being attributed to the military, I could see from 3 dimensions. Now, no battalion will be happy to see their members being needlessly murdered.
So who went about burning those houses?
Wait. Now, the first option possibility is that technically that's what we call reprisal attack, which is never going to be ordered by their commander. Okay, that's a possibility. The second option is that the members of the gang who were routed could have equally formed, reformed and regrouped and launched a counter-attack. Okay, and the third option is the possibility of another gang now trying to cash in on the subsisting crisis to make a mark. Those are possibilities. Okay, we cannot just say I won't be here and be concluding. I'm not been to Ajakpa anyway and be concluding, but those are the possibilities.
Oh, the military seems to be denying the fact that they had some leaders to speak with them in the community and also had a retired communicator, a community person in that place, Ajakpa, to talk to them about what has actually happened. But let's get a sense of what the residents are saying about this. Let's see what the residents have had to say about this latest attacks and who perpetrated it.
Monday evening at about 6 p.m. they called us from Ajakpa that some persons are burning houses. That day they succeeded in burning just about 8 houses. Then coming to yesterday evening, that was when they said that they burned almost about 50 to 100 houses, which my own house too is involved. I have a bigger shop which belongs to myself and my wife. And the place is even a commercial center. We have even more than 36 dozens of even plastics here that we even let for people, for the community use and individuals. First and foremost, they said they first break the shop and they pack some of the things before they set the house ablaze. Then, after that, even there is one other building I have up. That one worth about 3 million plus, which I used to build that house. They even burned that one to houses. Even as I'm standing with you, I don't even know the whereabouts of my families now. Even my wife, I have not heard from her. They said there are some that come there, but I don't know as of now, but they said that when church people came there, they said they even asked them that we don't want there, although most of them are maybe from that place, I wouldn't know. But
that much we have heard from one of the residents in there. So where does this take us next? How do we begin to resolve the issues there?
You see, when it was the same thing we recommended when Boko Haram started then, that in every community there's always what we call leadership. They might have emerged from religious angle or from culture or traditional perspectives, or perhaps because they are well off for what to do in society. Now, they are the ones that I would always expect to anchor the safety and security of the community where they live. But what happens? You now find that some of them are behind these different groups, okay, for whatever reason is known to them. Well, sometimes to boost their ego and to really put their feet on ground that they're in control. Usually, these things don't end well. So when crisis now comes up, they will disown the gang. The gang will also work against them. So for as long as we have that, it's going to continue. there must be a situation whereby if you're a leader in the community, they let you know that the peace here is on you. It's like if anything happens in Lagos today, the first thing you will ask is the governor of Lagos State. Okay, even though he's there in the Kenya Lausa, and you'll be asking him to resolve, to answer questions what happened in Ikorodu. But people in Ikorodu, the council chairman, the councillor of the area, maybe there's an Oba or something, they should also be made to be responsible because they are part of the structure of governance. That's a place. Whether we like it or not.
That's a good place to end it. Lighting the Rio is a security expert. Many thanks indeed for talking to us here on State of the Nation. Let's shift our focus now to Kano State, where the Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has unveiled the state's special anti-corruption postage stamp as part of his government's fight against corruption. During the unveiling ceremony held at the Coronation Hall, Governor Ganduje says that the Nigerian image in the eyes of the international community has greatly improved due to the federal government's resolve to fight corruption. Governor Ganduje says that his measures to blocking leakages has assisted his administration in ensuring corrupt-free governance. Let's take a listen.
This is the Coronation Hall within the Kano State Government House, full to capacity. Present here is Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State and some Kano State citizens, all gathered for the unveiling of the anti-corruption stamp. This initiative is part of efforts to key into the federal government's anti-corruption fight. The state governor Abdullahi Ganduje says empowering the state's Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission is the only way to curb corruption across the state without any interference by any arm of government.
Governor Ganduje expresses his delight for being able to set up a sister agency initiated by NIPOST. For him, this will assist the federal government in fighting corruption in Nigeria.
Chairman of the Commission says the Commission is collaborating with the EFCC and the ICPC to ensure all corrupt government and private individuals are investigated and prosecuted. A former Nigerian ambassador to the United Nations, Dr. Maitama Sule, appealed to the government officials to be proactive and committed to confiscating all looted funds.
Different cultures, different tribes, and different people have been brought together. Allah wants us to live in peace with one another. Allah wants us to live with one another so that we may cooperate and work together to move the country forward and the entire continent of Africa leadership and the inspired plans all over the world. It is not for nothing that we are like this. But with corruption, we cannot make it.
Fighting corruption is a global concern that is believed to undermine democracy and the rule of law. If steps like this are initiated across the country, the war against corruption may soon come to an end.
And that indeed ends the show with that report from Kano State. I want to thank you so much indeed for being part of State of the Nation. Join us same time again for a fresh package. I'm Gimba Omar, and we're out.